Tequila, sombrero and cactuses. These are just stereotypes associated with Mexico, because along with tequila, for example, Mexicans adore Russian vodka. Sombreros are worn only by mariachi and tourists. Cactuses can be seen in Cancun only in restaurants as decoration and food. For those who doesn't know, Cancun is a city in Mexico on the shore of the Caribbean Sea. So, the real Mexico is not what most people think. What is it then? You will find out it from my photo report. But till then, I'll tell you why we went to Mexico in the first place. Security Analyst Summit, which I approved to visit as a speaker after winning a competition, is an annual conference organized by Kaspersky Lab with the participation of such big companies as Adobe, Microsoft, Barracuda, Interpol and so on. The permanent feature of the conference is communication of IT security experts in informal atmosphere. Not just without ties, but in beach slippers, shorts and Hawaiian shirts. This year it was settled to hold the conference in winter, but the problem appeared with the beach slippers, because nobody wanted to refuse them. That's why it was decided to fly closer to the equator, and the choice fell on Yucatan Peninsula, Cancun city. The flight was not easy. Day and night got swapped. Of course, there were 13 hours difference with Novosibirsk. Minus 30 degrees Celsius changed to plus 30 degrees Celsius, and the snow vanished and turned into warm, light turquoise sea and white, sparkling sand. Yeah, this is the kind of winter Mexicans have. But Mexicans take it seriously. They wear warm clothes. We even saw a man wearing a leather jacket and warm pants. Locals look at half-naked tourists in shorts with perplexity. Of course they do. It's winter there. Just plus 30 against plus 45 in summer. A bitter cold, an average Mexican will say. But we Siberian people consider Mexican winter as a paradise, bounty paradise, even though it takes 27 hours and 2 connecting flights to get there. Cancun. Just 40 years ago, there was nothing but azure sea, white sand and fishing shacks. Cancun owes its existence to Cuban Revolution. The first hotels started getting built in the 70s, and now Cancun is a top 10 resort worldwide. The city's success is largely due to its good location. That is because of the incredible, beautiful Caribbean Sea, numerous ruins of ancient Maya civilization cities, and unique tropical nature. And it is very short distance from the United States. No surprise, the biggest part of tourists here and anywhere in Mexico are, as Mexicans say, Norteamericana or Gringa. The city consists of 2 parts: downtown at Yucatan Peninsula and tourist zone at Boulevard Kukulkan. The boulevard is 22 kilometers of sand ridge between the lagoon and the Caribbean Sea, with luxury hotels, glowing shop windows, restaurants, nightclubs. That is vanilla Mexico for Americans, as I call it. The real Mexican life is in downtown, but more about this is in a moment. And now, let's return to the summit that was held in the vanilla part of Cancun. We gave the presentation "Humans are the weakest link, how DLP can help." Why we? Because the topic we suggested was selected from among other candidates, and 2 speakers were appointed from our DLP research department. So, 2 speakers for 1 presentation. It's not typical and not so easy as it may seem. Valery, my boss, asked me to think up 5 completely different formats for our presentation and allowed me to think open-mindedly. The main aim was to make the performance unforgettable and tell about complicated things in a simple way. Among 6 variants, Valery chose court version, as it reflected the things we are doing in Novosibirsk best of all, and the most spectacular one. The realization was not so easy though. What is the difficulty? The difficulty is that the court requires at least 5 participants: a judge, a defendant, a defense attorney, a prosecutor, the jury, and if the witnesses involved, overall 6 participants. But there were only 2 of us. We sorted it out in this way. The defendant was Stitch, this adorable small animal. Valery chose to be the prosecutor. Our colleague Ivan played the judge role. The jury were the audience. I carried out 2 roles at once, witness expert and the attorney, so there was dressing up involved. I won't cover details about preparation and rehearsals, just will say that there was a lot of hard work. And our efforts were rewarded. Presentation made a furor. 1 out of 2 people came up to me after the presentation and mentioned how great it was. People asked if I took lessons in acting. No, I didn't. I just live with emotions, and I'm good at it. I worked out flat at the scene. By the way, who wants to look at it, you can click the link in the description to this topic. So, about the absolute delight. We were 3rd in the best speaker at the conference contest. It is absolutely tremendous for the first public appearance, isn't it? By the way, speakers had a ton of fun. Each presentation ended with not only wild applause, but a tequila shot. And each session with another shot. Moderators of long sessions had the hardest time. And in addition to that, each speaker got a keg of tequila. Dinners. Each conference evening ended up having a dinner party with different performances. There was plenty of tasty food, tequila, it's impossible without it in Mexico, entertainments and great fun. Look how it was. Это ужин на закрытие конференции. Вау! Speedboat. After our presentation, I had a boat trip over the Caribbean Sea with my colleagues. We took speedboats to ride, to snorkel and to feed the fish. One fish even bit me. I screamed so badly out of shock that I was probably hurt in the Gulf of Mexico. And my colleagues were lucky to see us skate. On our way back, I took over as the boat captain. Cutting through the waves of the Caribbean is an unmatched feeling. We were walking on our way home, gazing out over admirable views, palms, and an inspiration had just struck my colleague Volodya. He remembered a method how to climb a coconut tree and wanted to try it out.
Отойди, пожалуйста, чуть-чуть. Да, обнимай. О! Блин! Никто его подсадит.
Володя спрашивает.
And now you are observing how our alpha ape climbing a coca tree. The passers-by were pretty shocked by such a show. One of our colleagues explained the reason for what's going on to the most stunned idlers, saying, "These are poor Russians. They run out of money and now they have to eat coconuts." I almost died of laughter. Maya jungles. The next day after the end of the conference was very entertaining and pretty extreme. All our united company went on a real Maya jungle expedition.
Shoes is better, running shoes, sneakers, because it's very rocky. If you are wearing sandals, it's okay, you can do it.
We took several zipline flights across the jungles. Oof, it was breathtaking. During one of ziplines, we landed into the cenotes. Oh, cenotes, what a hypnotic, unsurpassable beauty! They impress your imagination with stalactites and stalagmites designs. Cenotes are naturally formed deep wells with crystal clear water. Maya people considered them sacred wells and used them for sacrifice. After snorkeling in the cenotes, we prayed with the real Maya shaman in a cave. Then there was an authentic lunch of Maya cuisine, and after that, an off-road jungle safari tour. Coba. The second part of the expedition was a trip to the ancient Maya city of Coba. This 1500-year-old archaeological site is hidden deep in the rainforest. The most famous sightseeing of Coba is the ability to climb the tallest pyramid of the state, the Hochmul. Pyramids, ruins, no extreme at all, you can say. Yeah, indeed. At first everything could bode no extreme, but on our way to Coba, a terrible heavy shower began. Can you imagine how it is to climb a slippery stone pyramid? Oh yeah, of course, we were offered to cancel the Coba tour because of the weather, if we were afraid. Ha! Kaspersky people are brave, courageous and love extreme. Of course we didn't give up. Up to the pyramid we were traveling by tricycles with a roof. It is when two people sit and one person pedaling behind. The most desperate ones were traveling by bicycles, around in the train and knee-deep puddles. Oof! What a tremendous view appears from the height, and what a strong fear comes to the legs. I will not tell you how I overcame my fear of heights, I did it myself, and that's the point. During the excursion we were disappointed. The pyramids are not real, but reconstructed. Well, I asked the guide what kind of magical super cement was invented by Maya 900 before Christ that it has survived until now. And the guide confessed that the archaeologists just found the stones underground and reconstructed the pyramids for tourists. That is fuck up. The guide also told us that Maya kings performed bleeding from their penises. They even had a special knife for that. Maya certainly were awfully bloodthirsty. Even when they cut the wood, they cut their elapse, or how many elapse were cut, and drove their blood to the ground, saying by that, "Oh, sorry, I cut the tree." Dolphins. The next day we had a dolphin show. Oh, it was awesome! We swam with them in the pool, pet them. They danced, sang for us, kissed us, and even helped us to fly over the water. Also, a real sea lion kissed us. The official part of the business trip was over. I mean, conference participants went home. But Ivan and I took a week of vacation to open the real Mexico. So, the adventures begin. From a 5-star Pefes hotel in vanilla part of Cancun, we moved to an unpretentious 4-star hotel in downtown. The hotel was in the port, near the public beach. What a contrast it was! Downtown is where Mexicans live. Americans are rare here and appear mainly in restaurants. People. There are fewer women than men in the streets. I was told that it's not common for Mexican women to work. They are taken care of by their men, so they sit at home. Here are Mexican women look like. I was pleased to know that Mexican men are quite restrained and don't try to hit on you. And even if they stare at you, they do it officiously, unlike the infamous Turkey. Generally, men and women are shorter and fatter. But it doesn't bother them, and that's right. Though I can't fully agree that this is because of different beauty standards. Why do they have only slender girls in Mexican cereals and billboards, and there are no Mexican girls there? Maybe because Mexicans love to eat. They serve huge portions, a lot of dishes out of pastry, which they drink of Coca-Cola. Mexicans love to pose for the camera. That is so sweet. They also get excited when they hear that we are from Russia. Russo turista are honored there. Maybe because we are not so common there. Sure, not everyone can dare to have a transatlantic flight. Mexicans mention that Russians love to break every possible taboo, which, generally speaking, is true. There are no bans for us. An average Mexican doesn't know English. However, if you want to speak English, you can chat with taxi drivers, tour agents, waiters in some restaurants and expensive shops. Others understand gestures perfectly well. I wanted to learn Spanish though, because communicating via gestures is not so cool. Market. To understand how Mexicans live, you have to visit their market. What can you buy there? Sombreros, hammocks, drinking glass, tequila, candles, obsidian, textile fabrics, cigars, sea stars and seashells. It's funny, all the souvenirs are made, where do you think? Right, in China. Also, in the market, in the shops, in duty-free, in general everywhere, they pour you a tequila shot to taste it. After several trials, you don't need to buy it anymore. The variety of cheap fruits and vegetables make a Siberian cry simply from joy. Figure out for yourself, 2 liters of fresh juice costs 25 rubles at the market. A delicious mango, 50 rubles. Pineapples, yummy. This is a tropical paradise, I can tell you. With all that in mind, do you know what they eat? Corn and Coca-Cola. Everything is made from corn. Mexico is where corn came from. Maize is the base of their daily diet. Dishes made with flour are quite rare. Besides corn, Mexicans like beans, chicken, chili pepper, avocado, cactuses. Oh, by the way, cactuses taste like fern, and they serve diced marinated with spices. And also Mexicans love hamburgers. The American culture influences here. Every dish is served with sauces, chips and tortilla wraps, naturally made of corn, of course. Lots of different seafood, shrimps, octopuses, fish, lobsters. By the way, it seemed to us that lobsters taste like something between shrimp and Alaska pollock. The portions are huge. The first time around we ordered a salad, a soup and a second course. We were shocked at how much of food we got. Honestly talking, I didn't really like anything at the beginning, but by the end I got in love with food. Interesting that restaurants and shops usually open at 10 a.m. and close at 6 p.m. when sun goes down. And at the daytime even dogs have siesta. By the way, dogs are nice and friendly, despite the fact that they don't obey the whistle and don't bring a stick. It's funny that Mexicans drink vodka with ice and apple juice using a cocktail tube, while Russians drink mostly tequila. Mezcal, local alcohol drink, I didn't like at all. It's just like tequila but smoked. It's a problem to get hot tea or fresh juice in restaurants. That's because of Mexicans drink lemonade and Coke. Anywhere you go, restaurants, streets, even beaches, you can meet mariachi. They are local street performers. They specialize on Mexican music and of course ask money for the performance. This is how streets look like in Mexico. We noticed that there are no street names, only house numbers on the buildings. Instead of the names, you can find signs with directions near the roads. And this is how you can effectively and cheap protect yourself from strangers. Doors are automatic in public transport, and they close while the bus is moving full speed. Maybe the reason is air conditioning, maybe it's just for fun, who knows. Good manners are appreciated. People greet a driver and say goodbye when they leave the bus. What kind of cars do they have? Big, small, funny, rusty, old. Ivan noticed that approximately half of all cars are European or Japanese, and only the rest is American. One morning I met Romanian Eugen. We called him Zheka. Zheka is hippie. He travels by bike and lives in a tent. His main meals are fruits and drugs. Funny guy with even more funny perception of life. We spent 2 days on the island of women, at the middle of the Caribbean. There are no waves there, and the view is fantastic. But the name of the island is just a neat advertising trick used by Mexicans to attract as many gullible gringa as possible. There are no women in the loftiest sense here. Official story says that the island got its name at the 16th century from Spanish slave seekers who found an unknown island. Now Spanish insist that their interest was pure scientific to find unexplored lands, but never mind. So, Spanish sailors landed and saw many stones, looked like naked women, and call in Spanish straightforwardness Isla Mujeres. The island is tiny, 8 kilometers long and 2 kilometers wide. So we crossed it all over and saw every little piece of it. We even found a virgin beach. It's not a problem at all to travel the island over in a day. To do it, you can use such rental cars. By the way, a price to rent a room with a kitchen and shower here is 2,000 or 3,000 pesos. That is 10,000 rubles. Isn't it cool? Besides car tour on the island, we had a private boat trip. Our guide Santos showed us coral reefs and a sunken ship, attracting tremendous variety of fish. Snorkeling there, we were lucky to see a huge barracuda. I cannot tell in any words what a wonderful beauty it was under the water. Blue water, white sand, tons of different fish and corals. It's a bounty everywhere there. In the evening, Santos caught a big fish for us and roasted it over a fire. Guess who was the captain of the boat on the way back? Your modest but crazy author. It was fabulous, breathtaking to cut the Caribbean full speed.
And so we have video, guys! Smile!
Eugene,
Hola.
say siski. Santos.
Coca. Another entertainment for us was a trip to Coca. It's the best Cancun nightclub. Generally, it's more than just dance club. It is called Las Vegas in Mexico. The club is famous for its entertaining program that is all night long. There are professional dancers and acrobats who entertain you, playing most famous idols and pop stars like Beatles, Madonna, Marilyn Monroe, Captain Jack Sparrow, everyone are there. And behind their backs there are huge screens with the best hits of these stars. Everything is so great there. Drive is incredible, lots of amazing trick effects, wow! The only minus is tons of people. Everybody is standing like a penguin, and only bravest ones dare to go up the bar. Among them, of course, me. There are few people willing to dance at the bar because of the height, but those who dare are having a lot of free tequila. As it always happens, I was observed and asked to dance up the stage several times, straight up to the stage where the show goes. So I was dancing for 1,500 crowd in Cancun Best Club, as a star. At the end, the thought of necessity to return to Siberian -30 degrees freaked us out. And to wear a fur coat, a fur cap and felt boots again when we came back to Novosibirsk was a terrible shock to my body. Of course it was. 24 hours ago I wore tiny white shorts and the top looked like a swimsuit. And bang! Anyway, my body was exasperated and revolted and got ill. I lost my voice, I mean completely lost, and could provide just a weak smile after 27 hours flight with no sleep. But I don't regret it at all. It was outstanding, crazy, knockout, fun.
Скажи пару слов с Карибского моря своим друзьям.
I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy.
Anticipating your question what I remember best, my answer is all. It was awesome!